Mr. Goat, as a self-represented litigant you are charged with 1 count of electronic harassment, which is a misdemeanor in DeKalb County. You have the right to introduce your first piece of evidence. You may proceed. Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to introduce the letter I wrote to the IRS to prove I did not say anything harassing to them. Go ahead. My letter said, "Hello, I am writing to the IRS about my overdue taxes. Thank you for looking into this for me." Counsel, that is not all your letter says. You have omitted key portions of it. Your Honor, that is all my letter says. The rule of completeness states that if an admitted portion of a document is misleading, the court may require the full letter to be read into evidence so as not to be unfair to the other side. Okay, there may have been a few things I left out. Counselor, please read the full letter to satisfy the rule of completeness. The full letter says this. Hello, I am writing to the IRS about my overdue taxes. All the money that I owe this organization has been teased from a vast butcher's yard of unbounded carnage, requiring incalculable eons of massacre to draw forth even the subtlest of economic advantages. It is only by the madness of pure chance and the unavowable horrors I have suffered that I alone owe these 8 years of back taxes. I am a small sample of agonizing matter who should be left alone, a genetic survival monster, fished from a cosmic ocean, with an infinite appetite for bloodshed and violence. And this should suffice for my payment to your organization. The letter goes on, Your Honor. I then say I will let God die quietly, on his own. My personal philosophy has not died as Neo-China arrives from the future. In fact, it will be the last of human things to survive even after these taxes, perhaps the efficient impulse of the end. I alone have become an animal to the IRS, a virus, inorganic and covered in renaissance and excess. And I am caught in an infrastructure of human power. Yet at the same time I alone have risen as an antichrist, a poet, a pharmacist, an alcoholic, a drug addict, a psychotic, a leper, a vampire, even an incestuous cannibal. And I have been violently problematized by a ferocious exteriority called the Internal Revenue Service. I am a Christian, an atheist who nurtures a passionate hatred for God, and a Satanist all at once. But after all, it is probably more precise to say that I never existed in the first place, and therefore I do not owe these taxes to you. And that the IRS, along with God, have both wrought such loathsomeness in my life without either of them even having existed only exacerbates this matter further. I am something which expired one night in a massive cocaine overdose on the floor of a military hospital, cheated by lucidity once again. And if there is any conclusion of what I owe, it can only be 0 or it would be totally false. I go on to end it with thank you for looking into this for me.